Following up on the wheelchair basketball team that is in non-residential training at Nyayo Stadium. We'll be waiting for the day the squad to travel to the East Africa Games in Kigali, Rwanda will be named. Now, I want us to shift focus. I want us to get into some cycling, and it's all about the Live Free cycling event that will be going down in November. And in studio, I'm joined by Caroline Dungu. Good afternoon, Caroline. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Your day is coming on well?
It's coming on well, yes, thank you.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the Live Free cycling. What is Live Free?
Live Free in of itself is what our brand mantra is. It's what we promise to our customers and our stakeholders as far as what our business is concerned and what it is that we intend for them to experience when they do anything with us. Is to live free. So whether you insure with us, whether you invest with us, whether you are participating in an event such as the one we're going to talk about with us, we want to give you the promise that all we are going to do and everything that we're going to do will be permitting you or allowing you to live free.
Now, this will be the second edition going down in November. Why is it that Jubilee decided, we wind the first edition, let's also get into the second edition, giving in 20 million shillings?
Yes. So the first edition, I think to understand the second edition is to talk about why we got into it in the first place. So cycling is a sport that has gained popularity, and especially during the COVID period, it picked up a lot of popularity in Kenya and across the region. So that's one thing. And cycling is an active, physically engaging activity that allows one to actually exert their energies and do all these things, which is very much in line with what we are trying to do as a brand, which is go beyond insurance. So prevention is the best medicine. If you actually take care of your body, if you're physically active, if you're doing things that are enabling you to get your blood moving, keeping your mind alert, then it makes sense, because that's what we would like you as an insurer to do in order for you to live free. So that was the genesis. Over and above that, even for non-sporting activity, or as a non-sport, as a shall we say, not as a sporting, but as a way of living your life, the Black Mamba, and that's actually quite a big community of people that actually cycle to work and for reasons beyond just having fun. So when we looked at this particular property, we said to ourselves that it's something that fits in very well. It's energetic, it's vibrant, it cuts across all the different demographics, because all the way from the Black Mamba to the races, the elite racers. We wanted to get our brand out there in association with an activity that actually promotes wellness, physical activity, which is what I said is one of our key pillars. And so it made absolute sense. And actually our contract was for 3 years. We actually committed to this for 3 years. So this is the second year, and we're excited to be able to execute it.
Did you foresee the first event being that big?
I'll be honest with you, we were very nervous, given it was the first time. So we had put a target for ourselves, but we exceeded that target, in the sense that we ended up with about 1,200 participants from across the region, East Africa, as well as some international participants. And actually it was a joy to behold. Cycling for me is new. I'm also getting into the game as well, and I know you're going to ask me whether I'm participating. We'll get to that.
Are you participating?
And it's 50-50, because I have a torn tendon, partially torn tendon. But anyway, so we'll see how I do by the time we get there. And
the second edition, you're expecting almost 2,500 participants drawn from East and Central Africa. East and Central Africa,
I guess. Well, Eastern Africa, the wider Eastern Africa region, so all the way to Ethiopia, Burundi, definitely Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Usually you get some teams coming from very different, far-off places. So we're just driving the registration now. Yes, we've set an ambitious target for 2,500. We think it's doable. I think the numbers that are out there are quite grand. If you combine the professional or elite racers, as well as none, and then also your just general populace, the Black Mamba community, which we are actually actively inviting into this race. We think we can do it. So 2,500. participants, and then also beyond the race itself, we'd like families to come over. So there's all these other auxiliary activities, kiddie events, entertainment. You know, so basically what we're creating is a great day out to build for competition, of course, physical activity, but a building of community and building of relationships that will enhance, you know, our lives, our livelihoods and lives as best as we can. Yeah.
Aside from cycling, this is an event where you are also promoting healthy lifestyles.
Yes.
If you can give us more detail into that.
So there's this new phrase that we're now using called the sedentary pandemic.
Yes.
This is like the last time we talked about pandemics, we were in the
2020,
COVID phase. It's,
yes.
when we were talking. So there's worldwide spread of a new disease. Now, when you look at our lifestyles generally, as you know, globally, everyone is, you know, spending, not everyone, a good portion of people are now spending a lot of time behind a screen, whether it's for work, entertainment, so TV, TikTok, Instagram, you know, whatever it is. There's a whole lot of time being spent behind a screen during the work day and in the evening. So what that means is you're actually not getting up and doing anything. You're not moving.
Yes.
And what that therefore means is that a lot of it has been. I mean, so there's some numbers that are going out there. So 41 million people die every year on non-communicable diseases. 39% in Kenya. Of the deaths, again, are based on non-communicable disease. And when you think about non-communicable diseases, we're talking about cancer, type 2 diabetes, you know, yeah, those sort of things, yeah? Or early mortality, you know, early deaths, cardiovascular disease.
Yes.
And a lot of those diseases can be associated with a sedentary lifestyle, because we know that if you're not moving, if you're eating too much, if you're not, you know, burning calories, you are, you know, building fat. You know, things are slowing down, and that's not good for your body. So that is something we're saying we want to get behind aggressively as a company to ensure that we can be part of the wellness drive of within Kenya, East Africa, and, you know, worldwide. And not to mention, over and above that, the mental health is actually adversely affected by a sedentary lifestyle, the depression, you know, and whatnot. These are the sort of things that come when you spend too much time behind a screen, not connecting with people, not getting in fresh oxygen, etc. And this is what we're saying we need to, you know, cut and get and improve so that we can get better.
I was prying on your notes as you were speaking. Do you have a breakdown of probably how the categories that we'll have on that day, and probably is there prize money for the winners?
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I do. I couldn't remember this all off my head, but there's a main race. So this is the one that is, you know, the elite people will get after. So that's 80 kilometers, and the charges for that is 1,000. Then we have the family fun ride, which is 16 kilometers, which is a 900 bob. Kiddies track race, which is just under 1 kilometer, 250. Paracycling, that's the other thing that we're very passionate about, inclusivity. So
they're doing 48 kilometers.
Yes. No, actually, yeah, 48 kilometers. Yeah, I mean, you know, and actually last year there was some really good performance and times coming from that category. The Black Mamba, 48 kilometers, and then the veterans. Wazee kama wewe.
Yes. Aside from you know, the whole, I mean, aside from cycling, there's also the message of road safety.
Yes.
Yes, if you can give us more insights.
So road safety, yes, there. So we're in partnership with Kura and NTSA to promote road safety. We, as a team now, as a collaboration, we are very keen on, you know, educating users that this space is for us all. So there is the drivers in cars, there's the cyclists and the pedestrians. So some of our partners, as I said, Kura and NTSA, will be coming on board, and jointly we will be promoting the safe use of our roads. And also, as you have seen, Kura has done quite a bit of a good job in terms of, you know, demarcating and creating paths and, you know, walking paths, cycling paths, I mean, cycling tracks, etc. So yes, road safety is one of the key messages that we are driving, and conservation. So as part of this effort as well, not conservation, environment. As part of this effort as well, we're working in partnership with Meteor Alliance. So one of the things that we are very passionate about as a business is the ESG. So in the E part, we are going to plant, all those participants will plant a tree, and we will be contributing to further initiatives for tree planting as part of that race and beyond. So that's another thing that we will be advocating for during this Live Free
Finally,
race.
What should we expect when the day comes?
So the day is 26th November.
Yes.
The place is KICC. We're starting early, so 8 o'clock. Come first, be prepared to warm up. There'll be lots of Zumba, Roomba, and all sorts of fun activities. So whether you're racing or not racing, there's something for you to do. Then of course there will be a live link. So the races will kick off as they have, as they will be programmed.
Yes.
And then there's lots of food, lots of entertainment. There is, free medical camps. We'll be doing some health screening alongside with our partners. We will be, providing great discounts for some of the partners that will be there for bikes and for other sporting equipment.
Yes.
Yes. So there's a wide array of things that you can do when you're there.
Yes.
And yes, we expect it to be a day that's full of fun and a competition, as I said, but just vibrancy and a day to build community. Yes.
I would almost forgotten this. Aside from cycling, what other sporting events is Jubilee into? I know you're into volleyball. There's a time you were into volleyball.
Yeah, I think we have been in and out of different sporting events and activities.
Yes.
But this is the one that we are now putting our weight fully behind as a major sponsorship. As you've heard, the kind of money that we're putting out there is quite significant.
Yes.
And that's what we are driving hard. We do have another major sponsorship, which is painting. So we are still part of that creative space.
Yes.
But not sports. Yes.
Well, we'll be looking forward to the 26th of November when the Jubilee Live Free cycling event will be happening. Do you watch football?
It's a trick question.
My colleague Silvana Samalanda, you can order your Black Mamba early. Remember, the day is 26th of November. You can tell them to pack it from Vihiga. There is the Black Mamba race in the Jubilee Live Free Racing. They cover 48 kilometers. I don't know if you have enough endurance for that. I will be waiting for that day to see how that pans out. Now let's get into some football action. It's all about the UEFA Euro 2024 Germany qualifiers, and England